Sohag Jewelers, timeless jewelry for generations.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show Fight Against COVID 19. Thank you for liking our show and making our show successful. In this show, we try to talk about the people who are unsung heroes and they're working behind the scene to help the fight against COVID 19. They're doing in many forms. They're eating, making masks, they're helping people who are hungry, or trying to help small businesses. Many ways and many forms from many states and many communities. It's really admirable to see how the community has come together in this fight against COVID 19. So then we have from Atlanta, from Seva International, Sadeshji, who's here to talk us about Seva International's role in Atlanta in this fight against COVID-19. Welcome, Sadeshji, to the show.
धन्यवाद शिफाली जी, थैंक्स फॉर इनवाइटिंग मी।
थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू आने के लिए शो को। डेली हम चाहते हैं कि डिफरेंट कम्युनिटी डिफरेंट स्टेट्स में उनके बारे में बताएं और कैसे उनकी फाइट अगेंस्ट कोविड-19 है। तो पहले बिफोर वी स्टार्ट अबाउट स्पेसिफिक्स ऑफ सेवा इंटरनेशनल, थोड़ा अपने बारे में बताइए, अपनी फैमिली और आपका क्या एक्चुअली आप लोग व्हाट्स योर प्रोफेशन?
Sure, definitely. So my name is Swadesh Kattoch. Originally, I'm from Himachal Pradesh in India. I'm in IT. I'm in Atlanta for last 20 years. I'm IT professional. I have 3 children. My daughter is in 11th grade. She's junior. My son is in 9th grade. And my youngest daughter is in 3rd grade. So 3 children, and part-time on the weekends in the evening, I volunteer for Seva International.
So I know that you are president of Seva International Disaster Relief. Tell me a little bit about that role and what do you do in that role?
Sure, definitely. So in Seva International, I'm associated from the very beginning in 2003 when Seva International was registered. So luckily, actually, I was the person who went and registered sevausa.org.
Wow, you're the first one or something. Wow.
Yeah, I was the one of the first one from, not the first one, but exactly the team that we created. I'm part of that. Yes. So, and since then, I'm volunteering with Seva, or I worked on many projects within Seva. And when Bhutanese came to US, so I started that project in Atlanta, and then it became a national project. I also worked through Seva International when this in Iraq, what happened for ESD community and all that. So I started that project also within Seva International. And then any disaster happen in any part of the world, from Seva International, that our entire team responds to that. So I'm coordinator for that, and for last few years I was a director, and now I'm the vice president for disaster recovery and international projects. So any disaster happen in any part of the world, Seva responds in different ways. Like whenever disaster happens, there are 4 different ways that we respond. Like there are 4 different stages, I will say, in which Seva International responds. The first one is whenever there is it's called like pre-disaster, whenever any disaster is about to strike, and and I can give an example of Irma. When Irma came, a lot of people they were told that it's hitting Florida in very badly, and people started moving up north. So a lot of people, they came to Atlanta, also Georgia, and they came to Georgia, and entire our community worked together. I coordinated that effort of people who were coming. First time it was Hindu temples were open as shelter home. Various Indian organizations worked together for making the staying arrangements, and people were welcoming in their homes. So that was a pre-disaster. That is an example. Then second comes is the disaster, when actually disaster happened and you respond. That's mostly the rescue operations. So like in Houston, when the disaster came, Seva International volunteers, we rescued around 686 people. And when Kerala floods happened 2 years back, our volunteer in Kerala, they rescued 75,000 people. Yeah, so that is the rescue part. It goes from one the very first time when the disaster happens, for next 3 to 5 days when the rescue can happen. And in a Nepal earthquake, we rescued people from the people who were went under all the building, they collapsed. So then the third stage comes as the relief operations. So right now in COVID, what we are doing, COVID already struck. So now we are trying to work with the doctors, different, so relief operations are going on. And then it continues for a couple of weeks when the disaster happens, and a couple of weeks. And then from first 1 month to 4 5 years, the rehabilitation part goes. So like in Houston for Harvey, we are still, after now a couple of years, we are still building homes in Houston.
Wow.
So we are still doing that. So there are 4 different stages of any disaster that Seva responds to. And I'm being lucky in that sense that I'm coordinator of these activities, and there is an entire team works with me. Actually, right now COVID-19, there are around 1,200 plus volunteers working in the entire country, US country right now working.
Wow. Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about the COVID-19, your part of it, your role, and the role in Atlanta. How are you organizing that?
Sure, definitely. So before I go to Atlanta, I will give just the little bit on national level. So right now, around 1,200 plus volunteers are working in 43 chapters. So some chapters are very active, like Houston, Atlanta, Washington, DC, New Jersey, New York, and Boston or California. We are very active. And there will be some other small chapter where maybe only a couple of volunteers are working, and the work may be going on a small scale. But we have trained around, I think, as of now, around 300 volunteers who are, so we have started the helpline, and currently every day new people are coming and we are getting the calls and all that. So around 300 people are responding to those calls. We have trained them how to handle the calls and all that. In Atlanta, we have created our own, initially we created 4 phone lines for all the 4 regions. And then we had to add more. So like right now there are 8 helplines that those are going on across the country, including one is for plasma, the need for COVID. So we are working on that also. And we are getting a very good response on that also. We are a lot of people have registered for that, people who want to donate or their plasma, or people who are the recipient. They are also responding. So already we have, for 5 cases, we are working on plasma. So in Atlanta, we initially when we started by creating the helpline only, and we created a team and trained them and started accepting the calls. And then the nature of calls started changing. Initially, the calls were coming, people who wanted about to go back to India, and visa status, all those kind of, I don't have a visa, all that, or parents calling from India that their children are here, maybe in Atlanta, maybe Georgia Tech or some other
schools and everything.
Schools, exactly. And what we can do. I'm not able to reach my kid, so what we can do. Yeah, so those things we were getting. And then a lot of people were calling because people started getting laying off, companies started laying off. So people started calling for visa related issues. We have this issue, that issue, visa, what will happen to my visa. So what we did is we immediately created one advisory group where we invited doctors who were working on the COVID cases. We invited the lawyers who started, so that they can advise us on these cases, we can respond to them. So any person who is calling for help, because we are not medically professional that we can answer those questions. So we send those queries to the doctors, and then doctors respond to those queries. So we are getting the calls like that. We have added few businessmen also who are supporting us, who are donating certain things. So that's how we initially started. So initially the helpline, then we created a team of doctors and professionals, lawyers, and
and you're also doing masks as well, right? I know that there's
exactly. So that's what happened is then we started getting, these doctors started telling us that in their hospital or other hospital, there is such a big shortage of all these masks and all that, N95. And so we started distributing masks in Atlanta. Also, we have distributed N95, around 400 masks in Atlanta, N95 to various clinics and doctors, hospitals. We have distributed around 600-700 surgical masks to first responders, to the county and the fire department and sheriff office. Beside that, we have then we thought we placed some orders, we have placed orders for N95, NK95, and surgical masks. But those still, even though we placed those orders 3 weeks back, we still are waiting on those deliveries. Those still not delivered.
Delay,
so we thought what we should do next. Now we started stitching our own masks. They call DIY mask. So that's what we started stitching. And currently, you will be surprised, in Atlanta itself, there are more than 100 people are stitching DIY masks in Atlanta. Itself means all over the country that is separate. I think in the entire country, we have distributed more than 10,000. In Atlanta, so far, more than 1,000 DIY masks we have distributed, and we are giving it to the veterans or the old age homes.
All the communities.
Or exactly, different community. Even, doctors cannot use these one, but the other people, the patient who are coming, maybe they need it, who are not COVID related patients, so they may need it and all that. So DIY mask is going on a big scale. Then we talked to the hospitals, and they said, there are so many people are coming with help, but they are bringing mostly pizzas. So it will be good. We said, can we help by serving food to you guys, because you are heroes. You are doing such a good job for the community. They said, we would love Indian food if you can bring it. So so we started serving Indian food every Sunday. We are doing in hospital.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And now we started doing every Wednesday. So every Sunday it's in the hospital. Every Wednesday we are doing for homeless people in downtown Atlanta. Exactly. And you will be surprised again. Right now, the WhatsApp group that we created for who wants to help, for this cooking the food. Initially, we started with 10-15 people. Right now, we have 82 in the morning. There are 82
oh my God.
ladies
so they cook food.
who are
cooking food.
They are just cooking food only.
Wow.
So 100 plus they are stitching masks, and 80 plus are 82 plus they are doing cooking food for. So it's going. It's amazing how our communities are responding, and it's not only we are serving in Atlanta. We are getting calls from different, we are getting calls from, I'm saying from Atlanta perspective, not from outside. We are getting calls from Alabama. Students are stuck in one of the university, they need help and all that. We are getting calls from Miami, even though our Miami chapter is there, but people are calling from Florida, and they're saying, I'm stuck here. My relative is stuck there in Miami. Can you help them? Then we are connecting our volunteers in Florida and giving the reference. So we sent masks to Florida and 95 to the doctors who were not receiving it. We are helping in Chattanooga, in Tennessee. So
nice. It's all across.
It's all across. It's across, exactly. So even though we are, sorry.
No, आप शुरू के पर्सन हैं who came and established सेवा. मुझे बताइए आपकी मोटिवेशन क्या है? किस लिए आप ये सब करते हैं? Selflessly.
Honestly, I will tell you this answer. Initially, when I started Seva, started volunteering, I was thinking I'm helping people. But over that period of time, I realized that I cannot help anyone, because I need help from many people and I cannot help anyone. We can only serve. And that's what our organization is inspired by Swami Vivekananda. And he says that you cannot help anyone, you can only serve. So we are serving, and when you see a smile on someone's face, and that smile is because of you, that keep on inspiring you.
So, but challenges तो आते होंगे. What are some of the challenges that you have to go through?
I think challenges जो है ना वो आते तो हैं, लेकिन that also makes you positive. Like I will give you an example. There were initially I was thinking, I don't think now, but initially when you start volunteering and you have some expectations and you do certain things for something, but then over the period of time you learn patience. If you assign some work to a volunteer and he did not do it, maybe now you can't go and do anything because he's just a volunteer. Maybe you have become little better volunteer. I will not say better, but you are little experienced, so you know how to handle it. When you are in the beginning, you don't know how to handle it. So
initially it was सब हो जाता है.
हाँ, initially it was था कि but अभी क्या हो गया है कि because of Seva and this one has changed my view, my perception of how to do the things, how to look at the things. I'm very good now in time management. I'm very good with people management. All these skills I have learned it. Management skills, how to right now. If you, telling you that there are 1,200 volunteers working across the country, and I'm the vice president for that particular, or coordinating for that entire effort. So you think 1,200 people are working with you in the work that you are coordinating, so this one, and the entire team is there, coordinating. Someone is doing something and I have not even idea what others are doing, so getting the status, giving the status. So I think time management, people management, all these things, that I have learned through Seva only, and it helps me in my my professional career also. How to manage my job, how to be top of those things. So it may be challenge, but not anymore. It's more.
Yeah, so I think one of the reasons for the show is actually to connect people like you who are doing things selflessly and helping the community, especially this time. I love what we are doing is different states. It's not specifically from Boston, New England, it's all the states across. And we are trying to create awareness. So if people want to reach out to you in Atlanta, where can they go? How can they reach out to you?
No, so definitely the best is go to sevausa.org. And there we have put our helpline numbers there. They can call us on those helpline numbers. They can also call me on my phone if like my number is 404-935-8893. Anyone can call me anytime, 24/7. I can connect them with our team. Even right now, as of now, our conference call is going on. Our Atlanta chapter conference call is going, and they can come and volunteer. And it will be definitely, we need a lot of hands, we need a lot of minds to work on this, especially this project where we don't know invisible enemy,
Yes. So tell me, what is the message you want to give before we leave to the viewers? What do you want to tell them in this need of COVID-19 this hour?
I think if a couple of things I want to say. One is, please stay safe, stay inside your home if possible. Keep that social distancing, because I have talked to many doctors and everyone is saying the same thing, that the only solution for this problem is stay at home maybe, and don't go into any groups, don't go out that often unless you have to go. And it's you as a community, we as a community, we should keep an eye on people around us, because right now it's very stressful when people are losing jobs, and they may have anger, they can't go on social media, they need emotional support. And we in Seva, we are trying to create that emotional support group also. Soon we will start calling people whom we know and try to connect with them, because this is the time where talk to your family, friends and everyone. That is very important. And for any help you can reach to sevausa.org. And this effort need a lot of donation. So if possible, go to our website and donate some money also, as well as time, whatever you can donate. So that will be very good.
Thank you, Naeem. Pehli baat to I really want to thank you from our real heart for doing all this great work and being initial member of Seva. And the other thing is just keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully through this show, people can get connected to you and help you. So thank you again for coming to our show. And lastly, to our viewers, please stay safe, stay strong, and stay inside. Take care. Good night.
Thank you. Okay, namaste ji.